everyone, good evening and welcome to Mentofy, or as we like to call it, mentoring by the millennials. Because there's always going to be somebody who's walked the paths of the place you want to reach. And what if that person can come and share his story or even his or her mistakes that they made, and you have even one takeaway, and that takes you to your leap of success? I think, that will be our biggest success story when you come back and tell us that your webinar helped us to take that success forward, because it will be like completing the Mentofy circle. So thank you everyone for registering. But today we have something for you which is very special, very unique, let me say. Because today it's not mentoring by the millennial, but it is for all of us. It is to bring our dream job, dream master's degree, close to where we are looking today. Because today we have with us a German startup company, the CEO and COO of NICERecs, which is actually Nice Recruiting. So we have Damian Berghof and Nasrin Solati, the CEO and COO, to answer all your questions. Because we always wonder, will I be placed here? Will I get a nice job in Germany? Am I eligible? What will be my job profile? All your questions and much more will be answered by them, and they will tell you exactly how NICERecs, at just the click of a button, can help you get all this for your dream life in Germany. So I think, and since you've registered with Mentofy, all you have to do is share your CV and your details, and we will find you the right match for you. So I think Damien is surely going to have a nice record for NICERecs when he gives you all your best profiles needed. So without any further ado, I would like to call Damien and Nasrin to the screen so that they can guide you about how NICERecs can help you. Hi, Damien.
Hello.
Hello, Nasrin.
Hello.
It's nice to have you both.
Yeah, the same for us.
So I hand over the stage to you. I think you can get through of how and what NICERecs is, so everyone has an idea. And we'll be asking you the questions that these all have posted, so that you can give your thoughts on the same. And if you guys have any live questions you want to ask, you can always write in the chat box.
Okay.
Damien, the floor is yours.
Okay. So do you know how many job openings can be filled here at innovative technology companies in Germany each year? And can you imagine the dream can become true for you to become a job here? My name is Damian Berghof, and I am the CEO of NICERecs.com. Together with my Chief Operation Officer, Nasrin Solati, we will be glad to introduce our startup to you in this webinar today. Nasrin, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Totally.
Nasrin is here.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, well, thanks for having us here. By the way, NICERecs stands for Nice Recruiters and is a data-driven consulting and recruiting startup from Germany. So let's start with a short video about the country. So what do you know about Germany beyond all these nice and colorful pictures? It is one of the countries with most innovative companies and powerful startups, with good salaries for high qualified STEM experts and excellent work-life balance. Wherever you are living there, it will take maximum 2 hours by car or public transport to enjoy the most awesome places here in Germany. By the way, the public transport is well developed and reliable. So think in advance what you will do here with all the free time you will have. Let's look on some job market related facts for a few seconds on the next slide. And yeah, some statistics about open positions for STEM high potentials here in Germany. By the way, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So alone in 2020, there was a gap of nearly 100,000 STEM experts in the country, and we know this problem will become more critical in the next few years. In addition, approximately 20% of the existing staff is older than 55 and won't be available in a few years on the market. By the way, the real retirement age for STEM experts here in Germany might lie in the range of 60 up to 65. And when we look into the future, this gap might rise up to 1 million in the next few years. One very important fact is also the very long time to hire, which is currently 130 days, but this number is expecting to rise up to 200 days in the next 10 years. So what does that mean for the companies? We calculated some numbers, and all these causes a loss of at least 8 billion euro based on the current time to hire. So what can you expect from Germany? Let's look on some more facts. In comparison to India, Germany is a small country, but one of the most significant in Europe regarding attractive workplaces and GDP per capita, and also one with an excellent work-life balance, as already pointed out. Nearly 20% of the population are immigrants from different parts of Europe and the rest of the world. The unemployment rate is quite low at circa 6%, which is, compared to other European countries, very, very low, especially in the south. And there is a huge difference between the life quality and salaries between the south, the north, and the east part of Germany. Especially in the STEM sector, you will probably find the best opportunities here in the south, means Baden-Württemberg and Bayern, Bavaria, with the cities Munich and Stuttgart, but there are also some excellent enterprises in other states, for example, the VW in the north here in Niedersachsen, or Tesla is building a new plant here near Berlin in Brandenburg. Interesting facts, but now let's look on how NICERecs can help you to get an awesome job here, and let's look on some interesting companies. Currently, there are almost 1,500 companies registered in our database. Some of them are very well-known global players with headquarters in Germany and production plants beyond. Beyond the big enterprises, we also collaborate with medium-sized companies called the Mittelstand, which are very powerful, robust, and traditional companies in the range of 3 up to 5,000 employees. So what exactly our NICERecs team can do for you? We connect all high potentials with innovative companies in Germany and other European countries, and how we do that. NICERecs is an international data-driven startup and runs a combined online platform for both companies and job seekers, with the possibility to sign an employment contract just in a few days. Let's present our USPs. One important information for you upfront: there are absolutely no recruiting costs for you as a job seeker, a student. Our main recruiting service is for you free and will remain free forever. The registration process to our applicant tracking system takes no more than 3 minutes. just give us your name, email, and also upload the latest resume. We will complete all the necessary data for you and do the rest. And if you connect with us on social media, this will make the process even easier. Once a company signed a contract with you, we also offer a 3 months mentoring program for both companies and job seekers, and for all job seekers who aren't able to connect with companies or sign a contract. We offer alternatives, for example, master thesis or trainee programs to help with this. Let's look on our extensive process, and I call it the 10 steps which will change your life. So the process starts with the registration to our applicant tracking system. You will get the confirmation immediately via email after the registration, and once confirmed, you will also get all the links and info access for all our services, community, job board, newsletter, and others. Then we complete your data in the system and plan the first short online interview with you to discuss your needs and the best recruiting strategy. When all the data is available, the final matching process can start, and we present your profile to the best companies. In the most cases, the companies plan 2 interviews, one short organized by the human resources department, and the second one very extensive with the technical department and often with the responsible section manager and 2-3 other team members. Yeah, be prepared to use your German skills during the interviews. The company might even insist on that. Once the company signed the employment contract, hopefully with you, and you have a copy of it, the visa application process can start at the German embassy in India, and the entire process duration depends on the one part on the notice time of your current employment, if any, and a lot of different other aspects. But when you get the green light to relocate and the final date for the first working day in Germany here is fixed, we start with the mentoring program for both the company and job seekers. So the next step we planned is the live demo, but before we jump into this part, don't forget to upload your resume to Mentofy with the registration form, and you will find the registration link in the chat box. Let's switch over to our page and look what we have there. So now we are on our page, and especially for the job seekers, we have different sections here, and the first one is the registration to our talent pool. So let's jump into this function, which is quite easy to use. So the most important part is to upload your resume here, and this will be linked to the fields below, and it will take a few seconds to associate all the fields here. What you will need from your side is to provide your email address and strong password, your name, your last name, and to register. So all this should take not longer than 2 or 3 minutes, and then you will get the confirmation email from our side. Once registered to our applicant tracking system, you will have the possibility to log in with your password and to complete some data and upload some more documents. And the next one is our job portal, where all jobs, the current jobs are listed, and we update it daily with new opportunities from our partners, and you can easily travel here from the page and choose what you are interested in. So we have also our own community to discuss topics, open questions, and it's split in different categories. Here we have news updates. You can introduce yourself, and the main community, the place where you can discuss topics with other people or with us, and we introduce all the companies and give some very important info about different countries. So if you still need some assistance, there is a place to ask for a special service, so you can ask special questions here and provide a message here to us or upload a document. So let's come back to the presentation here. So what we see here on the screen is the confirmation email you will get after the registration process. After the registration process, this might differ a little bit and depends on if you register from your side on the page or if we register you in our applicant tracking system, so the text might differ a little bit. Let's look on our general matching approach, and which is looks quite easy here on the screen, and is quite straightforward if the candidate has exactly the required skills, as pointed out here by the green points. In some cases, fine-tuning on both sides will be needed, and usually bigger companies have multiple job openings or alternatives if they are interested to hire you. So they are always some compromises are possible. We did some tests this weekend and matched some candidates here with our job openings from the database, which is growing daily now. And for the candidate Nathan Teich, we were able to match them with three interesting job openings as a production engineer or senior manager, concept development, and site designer engineer with specific skills in the area of Autodesk or SketchUp. And on the other side, there are a bunch of jobs for the candidate Darshil Shah with Python, C++, and NLP. So all these jobs are listed on our page, and can be reviewed in detail, and we can start to establish the contact with the companies and the job seekers. So now let's look on the core NICERecs team. As already said, I am the CEO and technical director. I'm assisted by Nasrin Solati from Sweden. Nasrin is our chief operation officer and regional manager in Sweden and Scandinavia. We have also Casey Bailey, who is our chief human resources officer, responsible for all related processes, and also the regional manager in Australia. And Pradeep is our contact person and regional manager in India, and will coordinate all activities on site there. So before we start with the questions and answers, I just want to remind you, please don't forget to upload your resume to Mentofy registration form. And so you will find the registration link in the chat box. Yeah, we are done now with the first part and ready to answer your questions. So now it's your turn.
Thank you, Damian, for that presentation. I think everybody understood how easily you can, place us and give us a right. And with Darshil and Nandan being placed that well with that many opportunities, I'm sure everybody is uploading their resume. But with that being said, let's get on with the questions that everybody had posted in the Google form. There were varied questions, say, with regarding job aspects and masters, German language requirement, visa. So I'll just be taking one-on-one. Now, with regards to jobs, the first question was, what are the job prospects for IT graduates in Germany like?
Yeah, there is a wide range for the graduates and IT graduates. Most important is to be able to present some projects upfront. Yeah, to say what is your unique value proposition? Which specific problem can you solve for the companies? And you should also know there is a big competition in Europe. So we have lots of good experts in Eastern Europe. And so my recommendation is have always some good projects in your portfolio and a good degree, and yeah.
Okay, so IT is always preferred that way, being in STEM. But what about architects? So there's a question, what is the scope for architect?
Yeah, that's very interesting topics, because this area is moving from the traditional conservative area of architects in the also sophisticated area of digitization, of virtual engineering, of virtual reality and augmented reality. So if you would like to jump into this topic and try your chances as an architect in Europe, especially in Germany, you should be aware of having skills in this area of virtual reality on a special software, for example, rhinoceros, to know the technologies with the VR glasses, with the AR. So that's very essential in this area.
Okay. So weighing in the experience that a person gets. So there's a very specific question about somebody who has 2 years experience in the IT field and is pretty good with German, but hasn't done masters from Germany. So how is his prospect for a good job there?
I think it's good. As already pointed out, it depends on the experience you have. Yeah, so you should have a project, and if you want a good project and you have good references, yeah, it should be more than enough.
So 2 years is good enough. That yeah. I think that's what he wanted to know. Sure. And do Indian degrees work there, or for every field do we have to take an additional qualification to work in Germany?
It depends from case to case. So this might be different from each state, from each Bundesland, and from each university to other university. And we have a centralized institutions which will check the requirements, and this can also be done by the universities. So it's a very specific.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, is German a prerequisite, or other companies who now accept English? So, how important is knowing German?
Yeah, on the one part, German is very important for the private life, yeah, to communicate with institutions, with other people, and all the young people, they are able to speak English, they're speaking English, but especially in the rural areas, there are more traditional people living, and so there might be some restrictions related to the companies in the IT sector. So my observation is English is even better, yeah, because the IT companies are working internationally and they outsourcing a lot of parts of the work to outside. But in the mechanical engineering sector, for example, where there is a need to communicate with the people in the plants, in the production plants, to optimize processes, in this case, you will need some essential German. Yeah.
So you can make do, but I think knowing German will always be an added advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. And, there was one specific about space technology. If you can tell about any opportunities in that sector.
Yeah, we have a lot of small or mid-sized companies here in Germany in this sector, especially in the south part of the country, and some areas are restricted to for people from outside. Yeah, so there are a lot of restrictions, especially when there are governments. Contracts with the government, yes, so there might be some restrictions, but there are people working on such projects, so there are great opportunities. Yeah.
So whoever is interested, please share your resume. Damian will find the right match for you. For a career, I had one great question for you. Somebody wanted an internship with NICERecs. So there's a question: will you be offering internship at NICERecs?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we will be happy to do that. Nasrin, what do you think?
Yeah, of course, we can always use a good candidate, a good colleague here.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully when we grow, we will need a lot of people to help us.
Correct. So I think that person is definitely applying for an internship with you.
Yeah, that's
actually we are fast growing a small startup, yeah, and we already thinking about the next steps, how to organize our software development, how to organize our marketing and sales, and so I think in the next few weeks and months there will be great opportunities. Yeah.
Great. So all the best to that person. But on that note, somebody asked about what is the opportunities or pros of registering through NICERecs. Are there any added benefits or any good placements than going directly?
Okay, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, what are the pros of registering through NICERecs?
Okay. You mean to register to our
Benefit.
applicant tracking system?
Okay.
Yeah. So we worked a long time on our optimized process. So in comparison to the usual recruiting processes, we have an upfront process where we very strict investigate the market and the companies and the needs of the companies. So we know the companies very well, and we know the strategies and innovation grade of the companies, and the fields and what they are doing, where they are producing and which problems they have. And I think maybe even better than the human resources department. So this is our strong part. We do a lot of analysis upfront, and we invest also a lot of time and effort in our matching algorithm, in our automation processes, and beyond the normal recruiting process. At the end, we also offer the mentoring program for both the companies and the job seekers, and so trying at the end also to get a lot of feedback from the companies and from the candidates, and to close our loop and to improve our process again and again.
Yeah, it is the age of AI, so you're giving a win-win for both. The employee and employer both are happy with this. But to get the employee more happy, because in India, visa is always a question when you land a job. So there was a question of, do the companies sponsor the visa?
It's very different. The companies, once they recognized, okay, they want exactly this expert for this job, they will do everything to support the people, yeah, to give the sponsorship and to help with this. This will be always a special effort, yeah, for the companies, yeah, and it will take some time, yeah. So they need also to invest money and time, but if they are sure, okay, they have the right people for the right jobs, they will do that.
Okay, so if you are hitting the right marks, the company will strive to get you there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was this specific question of a person who has done MS in computer science in India, and he wants to know, can he get a work visa directly in Germany? Is it possible because he's done MS?
He's directly in Germany, yeah, now in Germany, right?
No, he's done MS computer science in India and wants to go on a work visa to Germany. So do you
Yeah.
help that process?
That's very specific, and we would need to check the case in details, you know, to answer the question.
Correct. True. I mean, we covered the language barrier and the job, but how about stay? Because it is comparatively expensive there. So people wanted to know, what about the residence? Is it taken care of, or we have to look for our own?
Sorry, I did not get it correctly.
Residence, the accommodation for the job.
Accommodation. Yeah, this might be very difficult in big cities, especially in South Germany, where the living standard is higher and the jobs are better. So you will need also spend more effort and money for the accommodation. But we observe a lot of people coming from India, which share the accommodation, yeah, as students, or also later on with 3 or 4 people, and to make it cheaper, yeah. And usually in Germany, you will the best way is to work with a real estate agent, yeah. But it's always a question of costs, yeah.
Okay. So it's a company specific. The company might accommodate for some while, where till that time you have to look for a more permanent house. So before we go on to the studies part of it, because I can see in the chat box also many have asked very master specific questions. So the last one for the social one was, how living in Germany for non-German speakers, somebody who doesn't learn Germany.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of people from other countries, immigrants living here, and I myself came also many years ago from other countries, so I know exactly how it feels, and it might be hard at the beginning, but nowadays it's not unusual. Yeah, so we have people from outside, and we support the people, we help the people, and there are a lot of programs or language classes here, and it always depends on which part of Germany you're coming, and if you are placed in a big city or maybe more outside.
Yeah. So you can always learn German. I mean, somebody who wants to learn in India, we can always help you out.
Yeah.
Also, now coming to the master specific questions, since there are many. The first one being scope and ranking for mechanical engineers in Germany.
Okay.
Mechanical engineers,
Yeah.
how are they well placed, or how can they get better?
Yeah, it's changing a lot because the typical mechanical engineering is very traditional, and nowadays you will need a mix with more electronics and yeah, software topics. So you will need to be to be able to compete, yeah, with other sectors. You will need you study more with mechatronics and electronics with software, yeah. So or you decide to go in the sector of thermodynamics, of computational fluid dynamics, which is very specific, yeah. But then you need to get an expert in this area, yeah.
Okay, true. So there were many questions actually for this. How do I get a good master's in a nice college on a scholarship program? So what should be done additionally to get a scholarship?
Yeah, as you know, scholarship always for the best. Yeah, so you will need to be one of 100 or one of 1,000, the best. Yeah, and the positive side is there are some institutions giving scholarships, and also companies giving scholarships. Here also my recommendation to have a good university degree is not enough. You need to have projects, you need to have references, yeah, and beyond the technical projects and the references, it's good to have public projects, you know, to invest in other areas, to do something for the society, for the people, yeah.
That does get you brownie points. So I think study and along with that, caring for the society, both should be a package.
Yeah.
But also, if somebody wants to go in for an MBA, what is the approx costing, for a good MBA college in Germany?
Yeah, these costs can might start maybe with 20,000, yeah, and up with 50,000 or even more, but it depends also on the region, yeah. If you go to more expensive cities, or if you go more outside, I think there are also some very interesting MBA possibilities outside in the rural areas.
Okay. Is there any significance of work experience when somebody has to apply for masters?
I mean, in general, you can you might start with the MBA even after your bachelor, yeah, or jump into it. But to have some experience is always better, yeah. To have references, to have experience, yeah.
Correct. So it's always an added advantage, you would say.
Yeah.
But you told about that you should have society, that backing. But any specific course that you would suggest that they should take up to study or work in Germany?
Yeah, it is a very, very interesting aspect of Germany. So the most managers or people hiring you, they might be not interested in your university degree. They will ask you to solve a problem, yeah, to say you need to be a problem solver, yeah. How you behave in a critical situation. So this might be totally different, yeah. So be prepared for that, yeah, to tell them how you will solve the big problem of the company, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be a big problem solver.
Yeah.
If you're less on your technical abilities but a good problem solver, I think your problem is solved of being placed. But I think we've covered most of the questions, almost all of the questions that everybody had posted. So I think we'll go on to the live questions because there are many that people have written. So one person is asking, can we do masters in civil engineering? So can you suggest any, good college, or what is the scope for civil engineers?
Yeah, civil engineering is also very specific. We not cover. We are not focusing on 100%, but we can check this in detail. Yeah, so they can contact us and then we will.
Okay. So, guys, if any of your questions are not answered, you can always write to us at hello@mentofy.com and we'll be connecting to Damian and get all your questions answered. That's why we're here for. Okay. So, there's one person asking, what are the opportunities in supply chain domain? So, is there a need specific? Are Indians preferred? Is an Indian degree okay to go work as a supply chain manager? That aspect.
Yeah, actually, supply chain management is a big topic, is exploding here, and is also connected to Industry 4.0. Big changes in the opportunities in the market, but it's the same as with other topics. It needs to be tested or validated in advance, yeah, with our institutions if they accept the degree, yeah.
Okay. So it needs to be first, maybe you can be the right match when they give you the resume, you let them know.
Yeah.
Sure. So one more was, there's a way, if he has done masters in business degree from Auckland University. So what is the ranking? Is it preferred for any specific job opportunity?
Okay, can you repeat?
Auckland University. So, have you had any person applying who has done masters from Auckland University? Or we can get back to that person.
Yeah. So sorry, I don't get
Yeah, it's very specific. So maybe we can get back to that person.
Yeah.
And one person is asking, what if I work for 2 years and then want to work in Germany? What should he do? So he's been working in India and then he wants to work in Germany. Of course, apply through you. But what all should be done? I mean, any additional that he should be looking, any specific experience limit? Is 2 years enough, 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, depends on which area, and if it was one employer and it was more more employees and what was done in this time, yeah, which experience they have. So it depends all. It's very specific, yeah. So we will need also to check the resume and to
Yeah, I mean, do you
them.
have some companies that say, no, if that person has only 2 years of experience, we can't look at it? Or are they willing given the background and the qualification?
Yeah, we have very specific demand in some software topics. Yeah, so in these very specific cases, maybe even no experience is required. Yeah, if the people can present some references and some good projects. Yeah.
Okay. What is the scope in design industry? I'm sure you are wondering whether we have many students, so they have questions related to very specific industry. So you can always let us know from your experience.
Design industry is also changing a lot, and that's similar to the architect. So it's going more into virtual reality and augmented reality, and in this area. Yeah, so if you want to work on industrial design or architects related topics, you need especially look on that when you are more keen on design for product design. Yeah, so you need to be familiar with all the software, specific software, but that's not enough. Also here you will have some reference projects.
Correct. And we talked about German being, an add-on or needed in some companies. But what is the minimum level that a person should know? Somebody who's coming from here, what is the certification level that he should have?
Yeah, I mean, is at least to have the A1.
Okay. At least A1.
To go outside and to ask some questions, to communicate with the people outside, yeah, on a very low level.
Okay. And are you handling nurses and doctors from India? So have you had any experience placing nurses or doctors?
Actually, we are cooperating with a recruiting company here, which is familiar with this sector.
Okay. So there's one person asking, does NICERecs assist the students in securing a remote engineering internship in Germany? So are you helping students to get internship in Germany? Not job, internship.
Internship, yeah. We have also an interesting program running with our partner here in Germany. They're working on a concept to bring the people for internship after some 1 or 2 years university, for example, for 3 or 6 months, and to offer this internship, paid internship by companies, and then the people should go back to India, finish the university, get the bachelor, and come back here for work or to do the master.
So that's a good possibility that they can explore for. Great, that's actually nice. What is the scope of governance professionals or public accountants in Germany?
It might be tricky since for the different business law, this is very specific to Europe. So each country has different regulations and topics, and even inside of Germany, everything is state related. Yeah, so if you study that in the southern Germany, so it might be a little bit different in the north of Germany. But if you come from India, I mean the basic accountant topics, yes, but if it's getting more and more specific, you will need to add more effort on that. Yeah.
Okay. So your base might be there, but you'll have to adapt from what Germany needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chinmay is asking about if she does MBA in human resources, what will be her opportunities? I think NICERecs will only hire her, but otherwise, what are the other opportunities she can have?
It's a very interesting topic since companies, big companies, building their own talent acquisition teams and trying to implement recruiting companies in their big companies here, or doing something similar. And there is a big change in this area, and I think it's worth to look on that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's worth to register to the system and to check that there are a great.
So maybe she can get a good opportunity once she registers through NICERecs.
Yeah.
But about somebody who's a fresher SAP consultant, can you see any opportunities for that person?
Consulting in which area?
SAP, SAP.
SAP, absolutely, absolutely. It's a SAP is a traditional German company, as I think maybe even one of the best companies we have in Germany, and it's growing and it's exploding. And if you do SAP, you're doing this for your life. Yeah, so it's so extensive. It's there are so many modules, and yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there are thousands of jobs in these areas. Yeah, so you know, all the big companies running projects in logistics, in productions, industry 4.0, automation, and IoT, and yeah.
Yeah, there was a person asking for IoT also. So I think SAP, IoT have huge response and the need of the hour. So
Yeah.
you can get them placed very well, I'm sure. One person's asking that he actually, after completing master's degree from the UK, can apply for a good job in Germany. Currently doing master's in UK.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the only one limitation we have now is the Brexit. Yeah, so there's might be a little bit trickier, but they are opportunities. Yeah.
Okay, so is it highly regarded or given the same ranking as a qualification from anywhere else?
Well, I think it depends on the resume. Yeah, what they
Yeah.
what is written in the resume, and reference projects and experience. Yeah.
Correct. So I think Yash, you can share, and Damian will get back to you. The next one being, what is the scope for embedded systems? So if you have any
Yeah,
thoughts on that.
embedded system is the next big story related to automated driving, to the chip industry, and to the automation, IoT, and high demand. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's also an area that we can club with IoT and SAP. Great demand. Correct. So Nandan's already been placed by you in 3 companies, but he also wants to know, is there a way to apply to specific firms or companies based in Germany? Maybe not in your pool, and if somebody wants to apply, is there any specific way?
Yeah. Sorry, once again, please.
Is there a specific way to apply for any firm or company based in Germany? Any process that is needed before you apply?
Any process before you can apply?
Apply.
Yeah, you will need to have a visa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I think that should kickstart your journey.
Yeah.
But moving on, somebody says they have 1.5 years of experience, but 6 months has gone into internship. So is internship counted? Because in some companies they don't consider internship.
No, I think it's considered, absolutely.
Oh, so internship and full-time job both can be considered. Okay.
Now,
Uh,
once again, let's come back to the question. I mean, it will be considered. Yeah. So if you take 6 months as an interim, so it's counted as a working experience.
okay,
Usually.
that's great actually.
Yeah.
That person is relieved. Because in India, sometimes internship is not counted. So maybe it's originating from that fact.
Yeah.
Okay. So is this is actually specific. I can try. Is part-time job available in Chemnitz? So what are the accommodations in Chemnitz?
Part-time jobs.
Yeah, part-time job.
Part-time jobs. Yeah. As far as I know, I studied nearby Chemnitz, so it's a more outside area, rural area. The possibilities are a little bit limited in Chemnitz, but I know, for example, from Dresden, which is not far away, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, don't have a clue. But for example, Bosch, the Bosch company is building a huge chip plant there, production plant, and they have a very high demand. Yeah, so they looking for all people to come to Dresden. Yeah, so and it depends also on your private situation, if you want to how much time you want to spend to how to say, for the pendeln, for the to
Correct.
come to work and go back. Yeah, if it's 1 hour or 2 hour, or if you rely on the public transport or go by car, but there are possibilities. Yeah.
Sure. One person has online professional certification in HR. So, is it sufficient, or do you have to have a full-fledged MBA? Does an online certification in HR help?
Yeah. I mean, also once again, it's more the company is looking more on the practical side, on the references. Yeah, if you have this online certificate and you can handle, for example, GUI, yeah, with Scrum and some additional tools or one specific package, and you can explain that and you're familiar with that. So the companies might even feel motivated to provide more training, yeah, because they see the potential, they feel the potential in your person, and they might push you in this direction. Yeah.
So you're not directly stricken off. If you have the potential, you can be considered and grown into it.
Yeah.
Then there's actually a teacher, a person who's been teaching the German language for, wow, 22 years in Mumbai. So she wants to know if how can she present to German companies to, since every country today is expanding their business in India. So is there any potential to have a good connect with German companies?
Yeah. Highest potential in this case is with NICERecs. Yeah, so please connect with us, and we are absolutely keen to connect with these people and to build possibilities to provide our service to other job seekers, students.
That's actually nice. So I think she'll be more than happy to be. You are getting more job prospects for NICERecs itself. So Aditi, I think IoT and embedded was answered, but if you still have any specific, you can write. There's a person who has completed BCom. So BCom is an Indian degree where in the commerce field, account specific. So have you placed anybody in, say, accounts, somebody who can be in the finance role?
So actually, we are not focused on this area, but we cooperate with a specific recruiting company, which are doing mainly this business. Yeah, so we are focused on more on the technology sector.
So mainly STEM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Khushbu is doing Bachelor's of Science in Medical, and she wants to know of how she can apply for a free master's in Germany, on scholarship basis. What should be done to make your CV stronger so that you're considered for it?
Yeah, it's also a great opportunity, especially related to the worldwide pandemic situation we have, and yeah, especially in these areas where there are great opportunities. There are opportunities on the universities, but some companies offer also the so-called pre-master programs. Yeah, so they can come for 6 or 12 months to the company and do some trainee program, and after that going to the university. Yeah, so this is not maybe not known to the public, but we have a list with the possibilities, and we know which companies are running these programs and can connect them with.
That is actually great. So I think Khushbu, you're in good hands. All you have to do is upload your resume. So with that, I think we have covered all the questions, let me say most of them, and the others you had covered in your session, of course. So everybody who is not already put their resumes, please do that along with that form filled and your LinkedIn profile. I think with those two things, Damian will find you the right match that you need. And for others, NICERecs is also hiring, as Damian has promised. So, okay, I can take one last two. Cyber security field. Is there a scope in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I know from own experience, big companies investing millions in this area, and that's one of the fields where you can work remotely. Yeah, so you don't need to work in a home office or come from time to time to the company. That's a great opportunity to work
Yeah, today
remotely and
cybersecurity is huge.
for good salary. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So there's actually a very good scope, Neha, for you. And how to apply if in public university in Germany, which is offering the course in English, since maybe some might not be. Do you have in your pool of resources colleges that are offering in English?
English, yeah. So the specific case in Germany is there are no courses for the undergraduated, for example, for bachelor. They are often in German, yeah. Only the master courses or master degrees and the MBAs are in English. Yeah, so this might be hard. Yeah.
So, Aditi, I think IoT and embedded field, there's a huge scope, like Damian has said, and he will be able to get you a good internship too, because he's privy to that information. So you can always send your resume and he'll find it for you. Oh, so this is very today question. Due to the COVID pandemic, does it possible to get internship or job in Germany? How has the scenario changed today?
Yeah, it's very very specific due to our law because the government is supporting the companies with special money. They supporting companies, and in this time companies are not allowed to take any internships or interims or something like that. So it's not up to the companies, it's up to the regulations with the government. Yeah, but once the situation eases with the restrictions and with the so-called Kurzarbeitgeld in Germany, yeah, which is coming from the government to the companies, this will change. Yeah.
Correct. So here's to hoping this too shall pass and they'll be getting their internship very soon once the regulations are lifted. Kamlesh, for colleges, you can put the resume and Damian will get back to you with which colleges are good for cybersecurity. 1 second. I think we have crossed the time and most of the questions have been answered. So there'll always be more, and I'll be requesting Damian to get back to us with answers that we pose to him. So you guys, if anything has been missed out, sorry on my part. Please write to us at hello@Mentofy and we'll surely reply to you. Don't worry. Thank you, Damian and Nasrin. It was an amazing session. We really love to have you here. You know, somebody coming down from Germany telling us what to do, what not to do, to have your dream job or a nice education to get the job was a very needed task in this time, and you helped us.
Okay, so that's also all from my side. Thank you for attending the webinar, for your time and all the interesting questions. Yeah, hopefully see you next time.
Yeah, very soon. So we can always have more sessions where you can enlighten people and more people can get placed.
Yeah.
Thank you, NICERecs.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. And thank you,
everyone.
Nasrin.
So everybody's saying Dankeschön. So yes.
Dankeschön.
Thank you.
Tschüss.
Bye.
Bye.